I got some cool glasses that I'm using here. These are awesome.
Did you beat up Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, no, I didn't have to beat him up. I just snuck up on him real quiet, like. Hey, everybody. What's happening? I am the Kevin McLaughlin, and this is
Paul Robertson.
And together, we are the Riffs and
Rhythms Podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Paul.
I feel a little different tonight. I mean, because I'm wearing my glasses tonight?
It could be. You look a little different. What have you been doing something? Like, did you take a shower?
I did take a shower today.
Oh, that's it then.
That must be, definitely look different and smell different too. You look a little different there. You're sporting some...
I got some cool glasses that I'm using here. These are awesome.
Did you beat up Stevie Wonder for him?
Yeah, no, I didn't have to beat him up. I just snuck up on him real quiet, like.
He got to see nothing. So yeah, we are back with another episode here. It's a little different. Yes, those that are watching on the video may notice something a little bit different with our background, our scenario. It's not scenario. What is this? Scenery.
This place we're in looks different.
Looks different. I feel like I'm in a lounge or something.
It does feel pretty loungy in here.
Yeah,
almost as if it's legendary.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6 or 7. 6, 7.
So,
yeah. We still doing that in 26?
I don't know.
We're still more clicks in 26, right?
We are. That is our motto for this year.
Right.
More clicks in 26. So while you're watching, just click on something the whole time.
Yes. So we are. So we've got a little bit different show here tonight. We don't have a guest, but we got a great topic we're going to talk.
We kind of do have a guest. Actually, we are the guests on our own podcast.
That's right. I know.
Because you were alluding to the fact that we are recording from the JNC Podcast Studio.
That's right. So we are. So that means somebody else is in the room here with us then, or we snuck into his house while he wasn't home.
No, I think he's here
somewhere.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Brad.
Welcome to the legendary JNC Lounge. It's my pleasure to have you guys here and record your show here. I feel like I'm kind of fangirling a little bit.
Oh
yeah.
Man. Well, due to the meteoric rise of the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, our normal technician, the Ghost on the Aux, is getting really busy.
That's right. Yeah. So he was not able to join us tonight. So we missed the Ghost tonight. So I guess instead we got the Ghoul. Are you the Ghoul on the Aux?
I'll take that moniker, the Ghoul.
So we definitely appreciate our good old buddy. So look, it wasn't this time I was getting accused of saying within 10 seconds of the podcast Brad's name, right?
I had to mention it.
Okay.
You were holding back. I could see it in your eyes.
I know because you don't let me talk about Brad's name in vain.
It's okay. I enjoy being a secret surprise. It's my favorite thing in the world.
You always talk about Brad.
I know.
It's not a bad thing. I just have to make fun of you for something.
I know. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things actually make me fun of. Come on. Let's not just stop there, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in to the show here. So we were, we've got a good move into 2026. We are at a different location, as we said here, with the JNC Legendary Studio, the Jam for Jams and Cocktails, and we got a few things coming up at our own studio. Though we were just talking about that before the show. We're doing a little bit of reorganizing, moving things around because I set the drums up. So that was a big change in the room. They're not stacked in the corner anymore. So,
which, by the way, congratulations!
Thank you.
Your first step towards keeping one of your New Year's resolutions has begun.
That's right. Yeah. So the other one was try to lose weight. So I know you're going to give me a hard time about this. I'm giving dry January a try. So I can't believe I'm 13 days in.
I know. Good job.
So
halfway through the month we are already.
I know, right?
You haven't killed anyone yet.
It's come close actually quite a few times, and that's why I'm glad I have the drum set up because that's where I can do all my taking out that level of.
Yeah, you can do some beating, but not go to jail for it.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that all alone.
Sometimes.
And speaking of that, if you're not drinking very much, things do annoy you much more. So you're going to have to make like take up the gap in sexual favors or something.
That's right. Yeah, because luckily there was no bag of ice in the freezer here like we have at our studio, where that's normally we take it out on the ice.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen you guys get into that bag of ice with the ice pick and just go
Yeah,
for
we
it.
beat that ice with a stick.
It's like it's.
He's the only person I know who keeps a drumstick in the freezer.
You know, there's guitar picks in the freezer too.
There's
you know.
guitar picks in the freezer too, as all good freezers should have. But
that place is wild. I feel like some of that needs to be addressed when you guys get back in there and do your revamping.
I think that freezer is intermittent, because how does the ice freeze back together every week after we beat it to bits?
I don't know how it's. I can see if when we go get the bag of ice, it's the bag sweats, and then it gets put in the freezer. But to your point, it just we beat the shit out of it.
We beat it to bits, and then it recongulates, or whatever the word is.
Coagulates.
Something like that. Reconstitutes into a big solid mass.
It's like the Terminator T2.
Yes, it's like the T2.
Yeah, Terminator 2. Yeah, Robert Patrick.
Liquid
R.I.P.
metal.
I'll be back.
Yes. So we're back here this week, and we're going to do a conversation topic podcast here and talk about some upcoming things.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already, click the like, subscribe, follow, listen to the B3 Podcast Network, where Jams and Cocktails also is there. I'm wearing I don't know if I can see there, Drums and Rums stuff tonight. So I actually do have an episode in the can that I'm getting ready to drop and start Drums and Rums back up. I know I've only been only talking about that forever. That's another New Year's resolution thing, right? So
all right, well, how can you do a Drums and Rums episode while you're in dry January?
Well, it may just do drum episodes.
Drums and soft drinks.
Drums and water.
Yeah. Drums or rums.
Oh, see that?
That's right. Yeah. So
that's how you
actually.
fix that.
I don't know if I've told you this, but there's some guests that have tried to get on the podcast for Drums and Rums, where, they weren't interested in participating because they were in either sobriety, recovery, or somewhere in between, and they just didn't want to be associated with an alcohol reference type of thing. So that's kind of where this show idea was a little bit, is like how to kind of not so blatantly call it out in the show name, but yeah, we'll see. Might bring some of the guests that I've had on in the past, like some of the drummers that we've had. Maybe good to catch up again, since now that I'm back playing. I think it's be good for me to I learn a lot from a lot of these folks that I have on the drummers and things, and just take a lot of inspiration from them too. So
Thank
it's pretty
goodness.
cool. So before we get too far along, I definitely want to give a big shout out to I'd say is also, he's JNC's top fan, top supporter, jock supporter, or whatever you call it, athletic supporter. Is he an athletic supporter?
Yes,
God, I
he's
hope
big
not.
into hockey.
Yes, that's right. Yes. So he's we want to call our Jaybird there. So again, if you see on the video behind us there, you see our Jaybird banner. So definitely want to give a big shout out there. He's also one of our Patreon members, also paid members. So definitely want to give him a shout out. I did also want to give a shout out to, not a Patreon member yet, but local here in our community, big music supporter of all local music, is Lori Mangan. And she kind of was starting to, she helped spread the word out there. She reshared our post, our Facebook, and we've started getting some followers. Reach out to her about a band that was local that she follows. They had a pretty good following. Again, we want to kind of spread the word about our Florida independent and artist and promotion and so forth. So a big shout out there to Lori also. So we're
now that I'm relegated to my personal page, I've been seeing some of her posts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you're still in Facebook jail.
Yeah,
Facebook jail, or are you just deceased?
I have no idea.
Dude, Kevin's in Facebook prison, baby.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's down in, I think it's like Facebook Guantanamo, actually.
That's right. Yeah, they sent me a free waterboard. I was wondering why.
Careful, they might send you to Venezuela.
Well, let's stick to one topic at a time here, because we've got an agenda tonight, everybody.
Yes,
we've got an upcoming awards ceremony. The international awards here, the Grammys, are coming up next month, and our topic has been inspired. All three of us watch probably the channel I watch the most on YouTube is Rick Beato.
Yep.
If you haven't seen Rick, you got to check him out. He is insanely knowledgeable about music, very insightful, and he's inspired us by talking about some of the awards that are nominated at the Grammys. And so it gave us a lot of food for thought. Something that we've been talking about for a long time is the overall quality of music going downhill over time.
Right. Yeah, we talked about it last year about how just certain artists got won for events, and I think it was even was it last year that Beyonce won a country song, or it was something. She's now the most winningest Grammy, winner of Grammys as well too, because she finally, I think, won that album or song of the year also too. She, that's always, I think she has been chasing that one. But I mean, look, I don't want to knock taking anything away from Beyonce, but I don't know, is that the pinnacle of when people think of music, or is it really?
Oh yeah, country music comes to mind immediately when I think of Beyonce.
Yeah, I know. Well, she's from Texas, y'all.
Is she?
She is from Texas. In fact, I think she's from San Antonio. San Antonio. That's a place in Texas, isn't it?
It is. San Antonio, Texas.
She is from there. And if you ever go to San Antonio, they won't let you forget it either. Listen,
you got to remember the Alamo.
The home of Beyonce, that's their thing?
I mean, it is a thing. It's also the home of the Alamo. So,
Remember
there's a lot of competition.
Remember the Beyonce.
But so I guess I'll play devil's advocate on that real quick. Like, I have mad respect for Beyonce and what she's been at it for 25 plus years, in the game. And she is the winningest Grammy artist of all time. But never, ever in all of her records has she gotten album of the year. And she finally won it with Cowboy Carter. And listen, if you've not listened to the record, I implore you to do it, because everybody's got an opinion on it, even if they've never listened to it. Right? So it's crazy. She has a lot of country artists as guests on the record. I wouldn't say it's a country record, but then you go and listen to Morgan Wallen. He's got like 59 songs on his latest record. And I would say that it's like more hip hop than it is country music at any rate. So, and he's out there winning awards. So
yeah, no, Morgan Wallen's got so many songs in the top 40. They're thinking about changing it to the top 50. So there's room for someone else.
For real. But hey, when you release an album that's got, 30 songs on it, and they're bangers for pop music and country, country music and pop are married, it's a thing now. But so my 2 cents in all that is I like Beyonce, like I've been a fan since Destiny's Child, and she's got some hits that like were a part of my soundtrack for my life, maybe not more recently.
Put a ring on it.
I mean, yeah, I did it. But seriously, so I'm not taking anything away from that, and I'm glad that she won album of the year. Jay-Z, on the other hand, I don't like the way that he kind of would always cause a ruckus at other Grammys advocating for her. I think it's cool that he's sticking up for his old lady, but it's have a little class, I guess, decorum, whatever that means these days.
Yeah, that's going downhill as well. The definition of class is a lot different than it used to be. That's for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
But let's stick to the music.
Yep. So a little bit about, as you mentioned, Kevin, is you prefaced for the listeners is Rick Beato, right? Check out his channel. Great, a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, thanks for all the awesome content, Rick.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And so we
Keep it up.
We don't mind borrowing a little bit. Again, it's flattery. Stealing is a form of flattery or something like that.
Yeah, well, creative theft is a form of flattery.
Yeah.
But
so
knocking over a liquor store, that's not a compliment.
So he had that video that we're talking about. If you haven't seen it, is he talked about the songs that were nominated for the Grammys this year and compared it to the same category in 1984.
Right.
Okay. So we kind of took a little bit of liberty here to kind of inspiration.
40 years previous.
Right. So we're going to look at the songs for this year, which is coming up in February, the Grammys, and we
It's
went
about a
back
month away at this point, right?
Yep, February. I think it's February 1st. So we're going to look back 40 years from now. Yep, Sunday, February 1st, on CBS. And we're going to compare the Grammys from 1986 to the Grammys of 2026. All right, we ready to do this? Were you born yet, Brad?
I like it.
He wasn't even born yet.
I mean, 86, I was born.
Oh, you were born.
Yeah, I was born.
You were born in 85, right?
I was still probably shitting my pants, but I was born.
So were some of these Grammy winners, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So we want to look at 86 first. Is that what we want to do? Or do you want to look and see who's nominated right now in 2026?
So do we want to try to do a side-by-side, well, I'm not saying on the screen, but a side-by-side comparison going back and forth between the two?
All right. So we could do that.
Okay.
So you guys were well into your teens in 1986. So
I think Kevin was already married by then, right?
I was 19 in 1986.
So the pinnacle, the biggest categories for the Grammys is obviously Record of the Year, Album of the Year. So do we want to start there?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to pull up and we'll go through the nominees and the winners, starting with Record of the Year and Album of the Year. How's that?
Okay,
Pull
that's
that
fine.
up.
Yep.
All right. So here on the screen, so Record of the Year. Can you guys read that? If not, I can read it off.
Are we this year or 86?
This is 86.
86. Okay.
Oh, so you got it. You guys got it there, right? Okay. So Kevin, you read through.
All right, so wait a minute. Record of the Year, okay. USA for Africa.
We are the world.
Yeah.
We're gonna get dinged.
Don Henley, The Boys of Summer.
Oh, great song.
Dire Straits, Money for Nothing. Huey Lewis and the News, The Power of Love. And Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. All still
They're still on the
listened to,
radio.
Still hold up today.
Yeah.
Epic music. That's just
I'll
as
tell you what,
powerful
dude.
today as it was then.
My first foray into Dire Straits was Money for Nothing, because it was like obviously I was younger, so Sultans of Swing, that wasn't really a thing yet, right? So Money for Nothing, that's what I thought the Dire Straits was. I had no idea they had this amazing catalog of music, but when I saw the music video and all that,
the music video itself was groundbreaking because of its use of computer generated
3D
imaging
animation,
and it really was one of the first albums to truly take full advantage of the MTV format. And it really came together for them in a huge way. It put them on the map indelibly.
Yeah.
And the irony now is, yes, MTV is now, the music channels for MTV are off the air. There's a whole lot of weird.
All the reality shows.
Yeah,
and
music
everything are still up
TV
there.
has no music on it.
But MTV still is around.
Do the reality shows even have music as a theme? I don't think they even have theme music.
I don't know. What's the Ridiculous is always on. That's
they have they have Teen Mom is one, and I think there's another one I can't think of offhand.
Ridiculous that's one of them.
But they just canceled Ridiculousness.
Oh, maybe this is a shot for us. We'll do our show. Hey MTV, if you're listening, we'll do a show on MTV. We're definitely topical. So all right, so back to 1986 here and Dire Straits. Right.
And so the winner, of course, of Record of the Year 1986 was USA for Africa, We Are the World.
Right.
Huge, massive.
Yeah.
I think currently one of the biggest selling records of all time, which is great because it was for charity. It's very nice.
So what's interesting that is this style. What would you generalize the genre of those songs? Pop rock kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
I guess we would today we would lump them all into like those would be pop rock artists. Yeah.
Right. I mean, Bruce. Okay, argument. You can argue. Bruce, but again, they said Bruce. I don't know if it was pop rock, but again, somewhere in the generalization, all of them,
too. Yeah. All of them genre
It's rock.
Genre resistant, really, because like they're just songs that transcend classification. They're great.
All of that still on the radio if you're listening to it. You might be listening on the quote unquote oldie station now, or from the.
I remember hearing "The Boys of Summer" came up on somehow, and I was like, I forgot what a great song. It's such a well written song, and of course Don Henley's voice. Any song he sings gets in the top 40. Doesn't matter if it's good or not.
For sure.
I just, a little tidbit, when I was a kid listening to that song, I always thought he said "Poison Summer."
Oh yeah,
and so I was like, yeah. Nobody wants to get down on that Poison Summer.
Yeah, no, certainly not.
You have to go to see the doctor for that.
Okay, so record of the year in 1986. Those are the artists.
Yep.
So now we go to record of the year 2026.
Okay.
So we start out with Bad Bunny and DTMF. We've got Sabrina Carpenter with Manchild. We've got Doechii with Anxiety. We've got Billie Eilish with Wildflower. Lady Gaga with Abracadabra. All these are nominated. Luther, Kendrick Lamar, and ZA with Luther.
SZA.
Oh, SZA. Oh.
SZA.
Oh, that's how you spell SZA?
That's how she spells SZA.
Okay. And then Chaperone with the Subway. And then Rosé and Bruno Mars with APT. Mm-hmm. So first off, Bad Bunny, probably one of the biggest artists on the planet.
Right.
I mean, he deserves to be there.
And at the moment, again, with the Super Bowl, right, is very, I don't want to say controversial. I mean, maybe it is, or it's very much talked about because of the Super Bowl, the halftime show, right? That he was performing. So, but yeah, he's super huge artist worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So
those Puerto Ricans, they get popular.
That's right.
And then we got Sabrina Carpenter. She actually is a good singer,
mm-hmm.
and she looks good doing it.
Yeah, all like 5 foot of her.
Yeah.
Now, Brad, you were talking about there was a couple songs. I know Beato kind of covered this as well, and he said they were, and it wasn't, the term wasn't used derivative. It was, they recognized it was based off of another song, right? So, like, Anxiety is based off of the...
Oh, Gautier, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a written song. It's just new lyrics over another song.
Right, so I don't know how you put the record of the year and not mention that in this with all the other people that are listed in here, right? You got the engineer, the mixer, you got the mastering engineer, and you got Doechii, the producer. So, no reference? I mean, somebody's cutting a check to Gautier's, right?
Well, maybe they bought rights, and they bought the rights to do it, and they don't need to tell them or give them credit.
So I have a major issue with this because nobody wrote that song who's on this list. They just...
Well, it's not about songwriter. It's record of the year, so it's the recording process, I guess, is what
they
that is.
Sampled another song. They didn't even record it.
Well, somebody had to sit there and record her vocals, so, I think that was those 2 people that's mentioned there.
So this, in my opinion, this should not even be on the list.
Well, if we jump now, okay, so we're going to jump a little ahead here then to look at, it's pretty much the same, almost the same list. This is what the Beato reviewed Song of the Year. So if you go down to category 3, Song of the Year was Lady Gaga, Anxiety, APT, DTMF, Golden from K-Pop, The Demon Hunters, Luther, Manchild, and Wildflower. So the only one that's difference was the Billie Eilish song that got added to this one.
Huh?
So
that's on record of the year too, Wildflower.
Oh, was it? Okay, I missed that.
It's almost the same.
Okay, sorry, there was that. Okay, so it's interesting they don't make reference to the songwriter part of that, and I don't know for Anxiety who Jayla Hickman is a songwriter for Doechii. So anyway,
well, let's look it up. Who is Jayla Hickman? Is she the person who wrote the original song? Let's look it up.
Now, looking at that category here for record of the year, same question I'll ask, right? What is the generalized genre of this music?
Well, I mean, I would say with the exception of Luther and Kendrick Lamar, who's a hip hop artist,
Right.
and I mean, I guess even Doechii is a hip hop artist, but I would say this is all pop music.
Okay.
It's,
So
you're
again-
going to blanket it.
Right. So I think that the general term here is pop music is some level of range of pop is going to be album song of the year, just because sales or the popularity. And even though record of the years, like we just said, it was more about the judging of how it was recorded.
Jayla Hickman is Doechii.
Yeah. Well, then there you
She's
go.
from Florida.
One in the same.
Let's get her on the
She's taking
podcast.
songwriting credit for that. That's just
Let's get her on the podcast now. So Doechii, come on the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, Florida music. Look at the banner.
Yes.
Let's give credit to the banner that Brad hung for us.
God, yeah, it took forever to hang that banner. It was much easier to put it on this TV behind me.
So I agree. It's I don't know. Is this how we're now served up? And you hit me up with a question. When we were chatting after your gig at the Rockin' River Walk in beautiful Stuart, Florida, right on the water there, and we were talking about music. And you'd said, no, maybe it was last night. I don't remember when the hell I talked to you. Anyway, so I talked to you some time ago, and you said that you were worried about music today and people that are buying up catalogs. And that means
so yeah. And
we're going to get a little off a tangent, I know.
no, this is directly on tangent.
Yeah.
Because after watching that video of Rick's, and even commented on there, he gets millions of comments. He'll probably never see it. But I had the horrifying thought that if the record industry is driven by people who own the catalogs of legacy artists that are perennial favorites, any popularity of any new song digs into the revenue of those perennial favorites because there's only so much listen time. So has the entire record industry become disincentivized to create anything good because of that? That would be horrible.
Yeah, I mean, so looking on both sides of that, without going on a tangent or trying to stay somewhat focused, what artists are doing is they're selling their current catalog, and most of those deals have no bearing on music that they will create beyond that. And so what's happening is these companies are buying all that basically for the point of selling the license and making money that way. Right now they own, because think about the Beatles, that whole thing. Michael Jackson owned all the rights to the Beatles catalog, all of it. So this isn't a new concept. It's just
No, not at
instead
all.
of a single person buying, a whole catalog, it's a corporation that has the money to
Right.
pull together and do it. And for the exclusive, I think the reason is to sell the rights for advertising, for like licensing out this music, things that artists maybe don't care about, and it's a cash grab. I
but
think
who
Justin
are-
Bieber got like $100 million or
Yeah.
something like that. It's insane.
So who are the companies that are buying up these catalogs? Is it record companies
No, these are holding companies, and
owned by record companies?
I don't think they're owned by record companies. They're very searchable, and I can't think. And of course, I'm drawing a blank now. I can't think offhand who they are, but it's just a few companies that are making these deals, because obviously they have billions of dollars at their disposal to be able to do this. But it's clearly got to be a reasonable deal for some of these artists, because if they came to you and pitched to you, "Hey, Kevin, I'd like to buy all your songs," I'm sure just a money thing isn't going to sell you on it, right? It would need to be some intrinsic there. There would need to be some trust of, preserving the legacy of the songs that you've written, especially if they're mega hits.
If you sell something, you lose all control over its use.
Right, but you don't necessarily lose control over how the legacy is preserved. It's not like you give it to you and now it's yours. There's probably conditions that come along with that. So you pay me, but these are the conditions to the music. It's a contract. If you break the contract, it's null and void. That's how I would imagine it. I could be completely wrong.
A sale is a
We don't
sale. A
know.
sale is a transfer of rights. It can have strings attached, I would guess, but typically, like when you sell a house, you don't make the people promise never to paint it a different color.
But I think go back to his question was, if somebody came along and was going to offer you, let's give it a big number here, a $5 million for the Kevin McLaughlin.
Yeah, I would judge them poorly for that decision, but if it was worth it, then I've got to imagine, and I know it's true for some of the artists, it's like, yeah, this catalog is going to make that over the next 5 years, but I could be dead. I'll just take the money now.
So,
and that's not a bad plan.
And you're going to go on to create more music. And that's not included in that. So it could very well be a good deal. And I do believe, and to your point also, using the houses as an example, there are properties that are sold with strings attached, historical landmarks, things like that. Legacy properties that you are required to preserve when you buy it could be the same with these songs.
It's certainly feasible.
So, especially with things like that, like the Beatles, could you imagine if I bought the whole Beatles collection and then I was just like, I want all of these to be dub remixes and no longer will you hear the original. Yeah. You know what I mean? They would never let me do that. I'd hang for it.
Yeah, with the general public wouldn't even let you get away with it. But it's a complex issue. Yep. I'm trying to find a reason why such things would be considered the best that's come out, because certainly they aren't.
Well, so we saw the choices for let's say Song of the Year that we were just talking about.
Yep.
We saw the choices, and there's some hitters on there. Like, these are songs that have been ruling the radio for the whole year, maybe 2 years now, right? So, and yeah, so Abracadabra, Lady Gaga, the APT song, it's an earworm. I hate it, but I'll listen to it if it's on.
But what are the criteria for being chosen for the Song of the Year? Is it simply sales? Is it stream times?
Oh, here I can zoom in a little bit. I think it has a actual
it
thing
says
there.
If it's eligible, if it was released.
It's a songwriter's award, and the song is eligible if it was first released or if it's first achieved prominence during the eligibility year. Singles or tracks only. So that sounds like nothing.
But I think it goes back to what you brought up before, Kevin. It's about, the A&R, the marketing that doesn't exist anymore. About it's all heavily.
I mean, is there a group of people that sat down and made an artistic decision and said, "This is the best song that's been written all year"?
I
doubt it.
Well, the Grammys are
it's got to be by sale.
Well, it's a board, right?
Right.
You get to
so
vote.
it's
right.
it's a group of people, and so they go over the nominations, and I'm sure that they look at logistics too, or analytics rather, and yeah, I'm sure that's all on there, and they take all that into consideration. But it's ultimately it's not like a People's Choice Award. It's the committee, and they make the decision.
Yeah.
So, if they personally like one song over another, it is what it is, When
I listened to these songs, the only one that I actually liked was Wildflower.
Yeah, it was a great tune. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so
you guys want to see 86?
Well, hold on. So just real quick. So the Google AI's overview, Grammy nominations are decided by vetted music professionals, Recording Academy voting members, through a 2-round peer voting system. First, members submit and vote on eligible entries, narrowing down to nominees. Then, another vote determines the winners from those nominees, ensuring votes align with members' expertise in this specific music genre. The process starts with music submissions, which are screened for eligibility, followed by the first round vote to select nominees, and finally the final round vote to pick winners, making a peer voter award for artistic and technical merit. So, and then there's a video.
Are there guidelines for the voting process? Or can you just pick any song?
The Grammy nomination process, submissions and eligibility. Record labels and recording at Academy members submit eligible music for consideration, which are then vetted by Academy staff for correct category placement. First round voting nomination phase, voting members, as just mentioned, receive a ballot with eligible works. They vote up to 10 categories They vote in up to 10 categories, plus the 6 general field categories within their area of expertise. These votes determine the final nominees in each category. Then the final announcement for nominations, and then the final voting around.
So there's no description of how they get on the list in the first place.
Unless we go deep down. Well, there's a whole thing on the Grammy website, recordingacademy.com. But yeah, but it's kind of like I said, the people try to submit their songs for Grammy consideration. I've seen a lot of people a couple months ago.
A friend of mine is on the
Right.
one of those people that votes on the Grammys.
Yeah, I think Fox Maple actually. I think she'd also because.
You can submit your song to the Grammys.
Well, yeah, anybody could submit their song to be, considered for Grammy nomination. Obviously, a lot of it is probably frivolous, because if you're not charted or you don't have any airplay whatsoever, it's not to say that it's impossible.
It would have to have some sort of attention from it.
Highly unlikely that they're going to even give you if it even makes it through the vetting process to get to the Academy members. It's a long shot. You're up against Billie Eilish and Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
They sell a few more records than I do. That's for sure.
Do I sound like I'm a lot more articulate tonight?
Yes.
Oh, I think there might be a reason why.
Because you're not hammered.
Dry July.
Dry July.
Right.
Shit, how long? It's already July. All right, let's get back to the business here.
Okay, so let's take a look then at 1986 and their songs of the year. Of course, I feel like this was a big sweep for USA for Africa this particular year, but almost all the same artists as record of the year.
Yeah.
So, song of the year, if a foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is. That was possibly their largest commercial hit.
Oh my God.
Great tune.
How many people are in the backseat of the car on that song?
That's probably where I was born or conceived.
Yeah, could have been.
Even though I was born a couple of years earlier. It was the demo tape.
Brad sitting in the front seat. Mommy, did he need some alone time?
That's where my sister came from.
There you go.
So again, very, like I said, same genre style there. Pop rock.
Right. Song of the year, Boys of Summer, Money for Nothing, Dire Straits, of course, I Want to Know What Love Is, and Paul Young, Every Time You Go Away. That was also a banger too. But of course, We Are the World won that year as well. But so I guess the question I have for you guys is, do the songs on the current list, do you guys feel like they have the staying power of songs like Boys of Summer, Money for Nothing?
No, definitely not. They're very dated. They will become dated like within a year or two. They're not perennial songs that will last forever. Nobody's going to be looking forward to hearing Sabrina Carpenter in the elevator in 20 years.
Yeah, her man-hating, man-child songs.
Yeah.
Maybe Espresso.
Yeah.
That was
I
so
mean,
last year.
nothing against the songs. It's not that they're bad songs. It's just, they're just not the epic perennial favorites that these have turned out to be.
So that question then is, goes similarly to how our attention has now become shorter and we move on to the next thing. And I guess if you were that long time ago, before phone, social media, and the speed of the world, that we had better been all the good days behind everybody, I guess, is maybe the question. When it comes to that with music, though, is
if that was even remotely true, then all hope for life is just out the window.
I mean, I'm talking about.
We should all just lay down now.
I'm talking about what we're talking about here, though. Is the music? Did that staying power no longer exist?
I don't think so. I think
if you weren't already an established artist today,
I believe that these artists could sit down and write songs that would be genre-defying, awesome songs, but they choose to not for some reason. I mean, I was just having this conversation with someone today. Music has a process. The process before the digitization of music was that you would get the album out. You'd have to handle it a certain way. You'd place it on the turntable, drop the needle, You sit and listen to the album, you look at the artwork, and let it transport you to a world. And now it's just the opposite. Now you just press a button on your phone and that song has to enter your world. Mm-hmm. And then you listen to it till your favorite line is on there and then you switch to another song. And it's a completely different thing. It's just, I think, part of the whole devaluation of music. It's not considered as the same value as it used to.
So here's something I'd like to propose to you guys, because I like what you're saying. And here is my thought on that, is that, yes, the entire process as a listener and enjoyer of music has changed completely, the whole landscape. And artists that are the most successful today, either they or whoever is in control of their career and promoting understands that, right? So it's not put the record on the machine and listen and be enthralled about it. It is push button, play music, soundtrack my life. So, but what's different now than it was before is, back in the day, rock stars were exclusive. You couldn't you had to find them. You had to go to the shows to see them. You had to buy their books. You had to go and wait at the back door, for them to come out to go to the tour bus. It was a whole thing. Nowadays, you have direct line of communication to your favorite music artists. And in many cases, they respond to you like normal human beings through Instagram or all these various social medias. So it's no longer, the direct connection isn't you have to go and stand in the rain and wait for them to come out and then blow past you. It's, you can have a genuine conversation if you're interesting enough with these people that are creating your favorite music. So the landscape has changed. So it's not, let me hear what this artist has to offer. It's, let me get to know this human being that's creating music I enjoy. And you can actually do that these days. So it's just changed in that way. So albums aren't so necessary as singles are. You could keep releasing music. It's my new song. It's my new song. People will gobble it up because they're not going out and buying with their dollar bills and buying records when they're coming out. Now, there's some cases where that's still the case. But for most artists, they release in singles and people are eating it up and going to the shows and doing the things and supporting them directly, more so now than ever before, especially independent artists. You can go and directly support your favorite artist, touring artist that isn't Grammy winning or nominated or even in the orbit. And you could directly support them in a way that you never could before. You could never deliver money straight to an artist and support that way.
Yeah, that is an excellent point.
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. It's a huge shift. Definitely a huge shift. And now, I've got tons of artists. I've got stuff on Bands in Town. Is it Bands in Town? No.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bandcamp. And people can just pay whatever they want. And they know how much harder it is for us now. So they, I had a guy, I gave him a CD as a birthday present because he was there for, partying it up for his birthday.
I was there for this moment.
And I told him it's his. He refused to take it. He paid for it. Yeah. So there is that. So that is a cool development. That's a positive development. But the process, like drinking and smoking and doing drugs, those things, it's just as much about the process of doing it as it is the actual thing. If you're a smoker, you get to walk outside every 15 minutes, hang out. You get a punctuation to every thought by just going and having a cigarette. It's a ritual. That's the word.
The activity. Yeah.
It's the ritual with drinking. It's the putting the ice in the glass, preparing it, getting everything to the right, everything. And then the sitting down and, focusing, and that with music as well. So it's that's what I'm trying to get to, is that the ritual involved with music listening is kind of not there anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely, everything is so much quicker now, even with, with technology, but all of those things, the cigarettes, now you don't even have to go outside. You just hit the vape and you get this is a worldwide, possibly universal thing that we're experiencing. And, we're obviously in this very small kind of part of world life as we know it when we're talking about music. But if you're not evolving with that, like how many of these artists in 1986 are Grammy nominated these days, or even releasing music that's getting to your ears unless you're seeking it out, and these are huge stars. Dire Straits, Don Henley, they're up there in age now, but they're still releasing music.
All right, so hold on. So all right, let's look at that. I mean, again, it's not a super big list compared to in 86 to now, as far as there's 5 names on the list on each of these groups. Now,
but there was many more nominees than people who got.
I guess fair. So I guess is that considered who gets the final cut on announced on TV? I guess, right?
Yeah.
Compared to, but again, I'm trying to do apples and apples, right? In who's still putting out music out there on looking at record of the year? It's probably the only one I would assume is Bruce, right? Who's still somewhat.
Let's see let's look at the Don Henley discography. And
Huey as well. Again, we're speaking as of this moment, maybe a few years ago, but I think Huey's got some hearing or some health issues, right?
Listen, 86 was a long time
40
ago.
Years ago. These guys were probably in their 20s and 30s, so yeah, they're up there, right?
So if you wanted to have more of an apples to apples comparison, you'd probably
you want to go back 10 years,
picking something maybe not even 10 years, because let's just say Beyonce has been putting out records and music since the early 2000s. So that's 25 years ago. If you go back to 2000, she's been around, just winning album of the year. So she is still a contender after all of these years, right? So you'd have to go back a little further than that. So go 30 years. Who was on the charts in 1990? These are bands that you'll probably find the Foo Fighters. You'll probably find
oh wow.
Back there, Matchbox 20, probably back in there.
So can we jump down to looking at the list from 86, like some of the other categories? Best rock vocal performance. Now, this is interesting that they include the person that won as rock, Tina fucking Turner.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Again, is that what rock is? Again, to me, she was, I guess she was rock, right?
Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Cindy.
No, that's pop. I'm sorry. We're going down to rock.
Yeah. So
Pat Benatar's in there, right?
She
rock.
is. Yep.
Yeah.
Female Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Nona Hendrix.
Again, that's probably a good kind of we talk
Moore.
about. What is rock today? What is rock considered right now versus? So let's go flip over to 2006 and see what the female vocals for best rock category.
If that category even exists anymore.
That's a good point. That's a real good point. So as I'm scrolling down here, just real quick, I'm just looking at songwriter of the year, non-classical, right? So this is probably the real category you're probably looking for, Kevin, is right. A songwriter's award, artist names appear in parentheses. So I guess the songwriter of the year wrote these songs. There's 4 names, 5 names, 5 names, and one of them was Jesse Joe Dillon. And I don't know, guy, girl, don't know, but looks like a lot of country songs they wrote.
Yeah.
That's not related to Denny, is it?
She wrote If You Were Mine, done by Morgan
Denny
Wallen.
Dillon? Is the one that Johnny always talks about, wrote.
Dean Dillon.
Dean Dillon, okay, yeah.
So I'm seeing, I don't think they're doing vocals anymore. The best I see is
best rock performance. Linkin Park. Okay, Linkin Park. They came back. Youngbloods, I guess, on there. So again, I know he's become a new name, and again, I'm not familiar with Youngblood. Emil and the Sniffers. That sounds like that will.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's probably that person. They're probably on the list.
Which list are the Sniffers on?
All right, here's best rock song. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Vessel and 2.
Vessel 1, Carmel Vessel and 2.
And it says Songwriter's Sleep Token.
I have not dug into Sleep Token yet.
Glum, Daniel James and Haley Williams, songwriters Haley Williams, Never Enough. Again, I don't know these rock songs.
And so I am seeing the last one on that list there is Zombie. I was literally just listening to that song before you guys got here.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what's this young blood all about? What's going on here? And it's good. It's a rock song, and he kills it. There's a whole other, a little sneak peek into next season of Jams and Cocktails, but we're doing a deep dive into the death of rock and roll on the radio. And I actually, if you're local here in the South Florida area, the buzz back in the early 2000s and 90s was like the biggest.
Are you in the middle of plugging your show on our show?
I am doing that right now, but I think it's it's for a reason. So we actually have somebody who was working for the Buzz that will be coming on the show to offer he recalled or recounted the day he was driving to the station to go to work, and the boss called him and said, "Don't come in because we're done."
Because Howard Stern's taking your job.
It was worse than that.
No, they went to all Christmas music.
They converted it to a country music station.
Oh, country music station.
And
yeah.
So So we're going to talk about all of that, and that's why, like rock and roll isn't dead, but it is dead on the radio, and we're going to talk about when that happened and why.
So look at that, category 18, best alternative music performance. The Cure is on there. So there's a reference to like 40 years ago.
Wait, The Cure is on there right now?
Category 18, best alternative music performance.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, The Cure.
Bon Iver, I know he's, So.
Yeah, and then Hayley Williams. She was from oh geez, what's the name of that band? Paramore.
Okay, yeah. So let's see. I want to compare. Okay, best R&B. That's vocal performance. I guess you know what, Kevin? Maybe they just took away the vocal performance category. And again, I haven't seen it yet in the current list because maybe nobody really can actually sing anymore. It's all processed.
So on the 86 list, I'll pull that up real quick here for best, because you have the best rock vocal performance, but then there's also the best rock performance by a duo or group with vocal, as they have an acoustic, or not acoustic, but an instrumental one as well. And interesting, the Dire Straits, this is a big year for them. The Eurythmics.
Oh yeah. Starship,
We Built This City.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how like some people claim that that's the worst song ever released, but it's a banger.
Oh, that's a well-written song.
Yeah. Bryan Adams and Tina Turner, and then Heart. Also, so I think that's a banging group.
So
of musicians there.
Best R&B performance in 2026, Yukon by Justin Bieber. It Depends, Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller. Fold It by Kehlani. Mutt by, that's kind of funny.
Leon Thomas.
It's live from NPR's Tiny Desk. That's actually pretty cool.
Interesting. It's a great tune. I actually, when it comes on, I'm like, all right, this is okay.
So again, this kind of just shows our reference back to, like we just talked about, what is rock? Same thing. What is R&B performance compared to 40 years ago? Best R&B, vocal performance. The best R&B performance by a duo or a group. So I guess it's comparable. The Commodores, Hall & Oates, Ashford Simpson, Aretha Franklin and the Eurythmics, and the Pointer Sisters. Now, it goes different types of what we would consider 40 years difference of what R&B actually is.
True. And the truth is almost two out of these is a combo, like a collaboration there with Hall & Oates and David Ruffin from of course Temptations. So that was like their mashup of the way you do the things you do in My Girl. And then Aretha Franklin and the Eurythmics, sisters are doing it for themselves.
That's right. Best rhythm and blues song is Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, R&B.
Freeway of Love. Yeah, I remember that, even that video too. Best jazz. So it's a
Freeway of Love.
Here you go, Kev. Best country vocal performance male, Ronnie Millsap.
That's 86?
Yeah. Ricky Skaggs, Lee Greenwood,
Oh, Lost in the 50s Tonight. Great tune.
Willie Nelson, and Mel McDaniel.
Yeah,
So,
those are great tunes. Baby's Got Her Blue Jeans On. We used to play that in the line dance band back in the
best
day.
country song. Okay, now this is where we know that even country music is not even what you consider country. It has really evolved. Look at that winning song, the winning group for best country song.
Oh yeah, that was a great tune.
The Highwaymen, right? Those are some friggin' stud names there, man. And that,
Yeah. And then the rest of them is, you got the Judds, Ronnie Millsap, Roseanne Cash, Alabama.
dude.
He's the Highwaymen.
Those again
came up
twice to two
twice.
songs in the same list. Either was this they were run out of category, people put in a category or whatever. But
Just something.
yeah,
So, hey, I've been worthy of note. Blues was not on the list in 86.
really,
Interesting.
No blues category.
no blues straight up category.
No blues category, period.
But see, it does list it as rhythm and best rhythm and blues song though.
Well, they've got the
Yeah.
best rhythm and blues song. They just shortened it to R&B.
Okay, so maybe you missed it, Kev, but I do see Best Traditional Blues Recording. And that's got B.B. King, Roy Buchanan,
Oh,
Johnny
my
Winters
goodness.
on there.
Oh,
Jimmy Witherspoon and Joe Turner. That's the only ones I remember. Big Joe Turner is featured on one of those tracks, but
Yeah, so
yeah, BB King won that year for traditional blues recording. That's down there. It's way down there, but it was down there.
so let's look at the best contemporary blues album. Where did it go? What category is that?
For this year.
Category 50. Yeah, for this year. The nominees are Breakthrough by Joe Bonamassa, Paper Doll by Samantha Fish, A Tribute to LJK by Eric Gales, Preacher Kid from Robert Randolph, and Family from Southern Avenue. Now, Southern Avenue I'm not familiar with, but all the rest are awesome.
Yeah, totally great category or great nominations for this category.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samantha Fish, she's awesome. She plays locally quite often. The lyric is a mainstay for her. She's always running through there. I'd love to go and catch her show there sometime. But
She
I
played the
also
Rock and
love,
Riverwalk 3 years. Maybe
Yeah?
about 5 years ago by now.
she played
Yeah,
at the
Saw
Vera
that
Blues
show.
Festival, I think.
Yeah, she played the Vera Blues Festival last year.
yeah, she's cool, man. And then of course Eric Gales is great as well. Yeah,
So,
and this is the stuff we'll never see on TV.
So I think kind of to go back to here is the comparing the different 40 years difference of the Grammys, and as we've said, there's been new categories. We know there's all sorts of categories or winners and controversy. The one that I always think comes to mind is where Jethro Tull beat out Metallica that year in 1990, and Metallica performed in the Grammys for best heavy metal.
Well, yeah, that was the first year that the Grammys had a best metal category. That was
And Jethro
it was
Tull won
89, I believe. No, it had to be
I think it was
earlier.
90. I think it was 90.
Yeah, but crazy. Yeah, and Jethro Tull beat him out. Can you believe that?
They didn't understand what metal was yet, I guess.
That's it. And he didn't even show up because he was like, I'm not going to win this fucking category. Yeah, there's always like, he felt awkward even.
Well, that's
winning
flying over from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why would you do that when you know you're not even belonging in that category?
Yeah. So they made up for it. I think they gave it to Metallica the year prior just because.
Heavy metal flouting.
Right? Metal.
That's right, man.
Those flutes are made of metal.
Yeah.
Some of them can be pretty heavy.
That's what they were mixed up about, what the category was supposed to be about. So I don't know. I think that's a good point you make, Gavin, are the songs today, 40 years from now, on the oldie station, whatever that looks like in 40 years when we're both, all of us are, well, Brad might still be alive maybe.
Can you imagine like the people who are in their teens, in the height of their listening years, listening to these songs like Bad Bunny? When they're 50 or 60, are they going to be shaking their booty to Beyonce and Bad Bunny? Like, I don't know.
So, to that point, if I may, I'm going back to my teen years, and I like to think about some of the songs that I remember from the late 90s, early 2000s that we're still throwing down about. I will, and maybe not me personally, maybe it is, but Backstreet Boys tunes, I Want It That Way. That was probably 1998 when that song rolled out, and it's still huge on social media.
Is it really?
It's in all the TikToks. It's a massive song. Nirvana is still alive and well. You know, it's pretty nostalgic, but people still know it. They're wearing the shirts, they're rocking it. It's all vintage, but it's on par with like people wearing Pink Floyd shirts and Led Zeppelin. It's all part of the lore now. Yeah. And this was something that was completely genre defying when it came out.
It ended the hair metal genre.
Oh, I remember
overnight.
A great quote that I saw probably on like VH1 or something like that was Loverboy. Loverboy, I think, had just like sweeped the Grammys the year before, 1989 or whatever it was, and they were at the peak of their career. Loverboy, and he in the interview he said something, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. He said something to the effect of, "I saw that music video drop of Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I knew in my heart that my career was over." And that's when grunge took over, and all the hair metal bands, Motley Crue, they carried the torch for a long time into the 90s, trying to keep it going, and they just couldn't do it. People didn't want it anymore. It was the year of grunge. It was the time for grunge to make its thing, and of course, obviously, as quickly as it came, as quickly as it went. But we're still listening to it. You know, Pearl Jam, STP, all those guys.
Well, hair metal had become a caricature of itself, and the bands that were coming out in like 1990, 1991, it had run its course.
Yeah, nobody wanted to see the Aquanet hair anymore. It was over.
We're done.
Yeah. So
what's next, right?
Right.
And Nirvana answered that question. And my buddy George, he lived in LA at the time, and he's like, dude, you wouldn't believe it. Like yesterday, everybody was wearing spandex, and today everyone's wearing flannel. It was just exactly like that.
Yeah.
So back to your year you referenced there, Brad, was 98. So this was the 40th Grammys. Now, 1998.
Well, this is all music that was released in 97 that you would be seeing this.
Yeah.
So, and I just want to preface what you're about to say with this. 1997, as far as I'm concerned, was one of the most poignant years of music for me as a kid growing up. This was a year where some of the songs that were the most important to me and I still carry with me came out. So, and they would be nominated in this particular Grammys that you're about to talk about.
So I'm just going to ask you guys, what you think? Who won the album of the year? I'm not going to give any hints.
Had to be Garth Brooks.
Nope.
No?
1998.
1998?
Mm-hmm.
Album of the year. I would say that it was probably.
And on this, there was still considered, again, we just went through with, 2026s that there was still some considered rock.
If it wasn't Supernatural by Carlos Santana,
nope.
Then I don't know. Maybe that was 2000. But
Time Out of Mind, Bob Dylan.
I quit. We're ending the show.
But this is a show. So this and up in the same
that
category.
Was best vocal performance of the year? No.
Album of the year.
Oh, album. Okay.
Yeah. Up for that was Babyface, Paula Cole, Paul McCartney, Jeff Lynne, George Martin, Paul McCartney produced Flaming Pie. OK Computer, Radiohead.
Yeah.
So that was
a great record.
Yeah. And then the same thing, record of the year, Sonny Came Home, Sean Colvin.
So how diverse was that nomination list?
Right.
You had Bob Dylan winner, and then you had Paul McCartney, but then you also had Radiohead, and then you also had all these other people, Paula Cole.
Dude, I'm already doing even better. Step to the record of the year. Sean Colvin, Sonny Came Home. Where Have All the Cowboys Gone? Another great song.
Yeah.
Paula Cole, right? Every Day is a Winding Road.
Sheryl Crow, sure.
Right? Bop. And again, that song is still kind of,
handsome.
you were talking. So now we only went back,
97, baby.
Yeah. I Can Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
Right. So it's just, I mean, hell, look at this. Best New Artist, Paula Cole won, but Fiona Apple, Erykah Badu, Puff Daddy, and Hanson.
Who's Puff Daddy?
P. Diddy?
Did he do it?
Best Pop Collaboration with Vocals, Don't Look Back, John Lee Hooker with Van Morrison.
Bet it was awesome.
Oh, wow. Van Morrison and John Lee
I'm
Hooker.
telling you, 1997 was, I think, and hey, if you guys are watching this, in the comments right now, if you disagree with me, I want to know why you don't think 1997 was one of the best years of music ever. I want to hear it.
Best Pop Album.
Do your research first, but I want to hear it.
This one's for you, right? Best Pop Album, Hourglass, James Taylor, Frank Filippetti. So, yeah, it's
I was not listening to music that year. Well, not on the radio anyway. That was like the height of my sound.
Bro,
career.
I bet if you go down, you'll see some other songs that you forgot that you loved. If you go through every category, it was such a rebirth of genres of music. You know, Babyface was winning like he was so involved. I mean, that was when Eric Clapton's Change the World came out. That was such a great mashup of those two. You know, Eric Clapton still making huge hits in 1997. Unbelievable.
the best male country performance was Vince Gill. So no Garth.
No Garth? Was that maybe after
Garth
Garth's time?
did win best country collaboration with vocals, him and Trisha Yearwood.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, so that was a few years after his big spike.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I think
I feel like Garth Brooks,
early
94,
90s.
95, that was his big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then it was that about the time he went to Chris Gaines.
Oh, God. We don't talk about Chris Gaines. Even though, and don't get it twisted, that record slapped. That thing was on fire. It was so good. I still listen to it sometimes.
Yeah.
I do. It had some great tunes in it.
And how crazy is he put his own face right on the with just different color hair.
Yeah.
Nobody figured it out.
It's like somebody
He had to
photoshopped.
actually tell everybody.
So, and then, all right, real quick, we'll move off and move on. So, again, if you thought of David Bowie back in '86, because there was no such category called Best Alternative Music Performance, he was in it. He didn't win because Radiohead had won also. Right? They had a big year.
Okay Computer was a crazy good album.
Bjork,
so good.
David Bowie, Chemical Brothers, and Prodigy. Now that's, and to me, I don't even think they were alternative. So that almost tells you that best alternative music already started shifting away from the grunge, because that's what we would all associate.
Right, they were still trying to figure out what the category was. Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, so I think definitely a good kind of conversation and prep for. We should definitely do. I think what we'll do is let's come back to this, and let's go ahead and do our picks, and see how well we did on who wins.
I can assure you that
just throw a
nothing
dart.
that I pick will be a winner.
Well, I would love to know from you guys. You know, I told you that 1997, probably the most profound year of music, and I could pinpoint it for me. And obviously it probably had a lot to do with me being younger. And that was when you really kind of like take it all in, carefree, whatever you call it.
13, man.
It was right around my age at that point, and so like that's when music was hitting, and you could still go to the mall and listen to it to the CDs in the little kiosk, and it's a whole different thing. But I want to know what years music hit you guys the most, and you don't have to think about it now, but maybe another time. But if you have something that you could pinpoint.
I got one. I'd have to say, I think it was 88 or 89. And the reason why was, I think it wasn't like that I had never bought cassettes or albums. Again, we're all 10 years difference, but that was a year got first CDs, a CD player for Christmas. 2 CDs I got was Dr. Feelgood and Pump by Aerosmith.
Ah, yeah.
Great records.
Great right?
records.
Yeah. Songs that are on there, they're still on the radio, right? Yeah, and it might be on the oldie station or whatever, the classic rock station or whatever you want to call it, but you're still going to hear "Lovin' in an Elevator," right?
Oh yeah,
and or Dr. Feelgood or any of that stuff on there too. So yeah, so that's at least for me. Yeah.
There's been a couple of times in my life, probably, early 80s when I started buying records. It was, the 70s rock. I caught up with that,
Right.
and got turned on to Kiss and Van Halen and, the early metal like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and all those bands. That was a huge thing for me. And then in the later 80s, I got introduced to a whole lot of great musicians like Jeff Beck and Pat Metheny and like crazy artists like Philip Glass and like the King Crimson and like more avant-garde weird stuff. And then another period in my life was like in the mid 90s when I got turned on to like elevator jazz and started listening to like Spyro Gyra and the Yellow Jackets and Larry Carlton and Nestor Torres, Grover Washington Jr., all of these guys that were just playing just amazing pop jazz stuff. There's definitely three things off the top of my head where I can say those were huge, growth periods for me.
That's interesting.
Musically.
So I didn't know that. I mean, I kind of see some of that, and again, it's just interesting. Were more exposed, or your foundation was more rock, which you pretty much I'd say, But then even some of your blues or even southern rock, right, had grown up here, right? So when you mentioned Kiss and Van Halen, and that's far from the Allman Brothers.
It's far from the Allman Brothers, yeah. The southern rock thing I definitely got introduced to in high school, but I kind of I loved it, but like I swore it off because all of us amateur guitar players in the lunchroom trying to play Freebird, it was like cats in a bag. I'm like, I'm never listening to this again as long as I live. This is horrifying. And but it's part of my DNA, It's like, and then of course later in life, in the early 2000s, I got a chance to do that whole thing, play exclusively southern rock. But see, like in the mid 90s, like 97, 98, it's ironic. I was making my living in the music industry as a sound man, but I was the least in touch with music at that point in my life, more so than any other point in my life, because the last thing I wanted to do was listen to music when I got off of work.
Sure, yeah. And
I was doing like all the big country acts of the time. So it was, and I didn't realize it until now. Like I was completely out of touch with music in general. I didn't even play guitar at that point in my life. Luckily, I got back into that.
Yeah, it's interesting finding music many years after, before they came out, and there's a certain aspect I think, being older and listening to music, which is almost it's very hard. I think it's more readily easy to do today than maybe it was before streaming, because the internet is accessible to everybody. Like I said, now everyone can put their stuff out on Bandcamp or wherever, but an exclusivity, right? You would never hear about certain artists because this doesn't exist. So you wouldn't get exposed to some of this stuff, but yeah, maybe there's good things and bad things about the streaming is, you may find something. It's like, oh, I've never heard that group before. They're pretty cool. And, and just let the algorithm gods, Pandora figure out, oh, you must like this too, right?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what is really cool about living in the future, Kevin, is that I would say 95% of recording artists that are currently recording music and putting it out is accessible to everyone for $10 a month, right? So if you are
unless you sign up for Columbia House.
Yeah.
Oh my.
If you are in disparity about, I can't find any new music or it's just the same artist over and over again on the radio, or there's no rock and roll, blah, blah, blah. you could go on Spotify, and I'm not, this is not a Spotify sponsorship or ad. You can go on any streaming service, and you can discover new music, and you just have to put a little footwork in. You're not going into Sam Goody and getting to pick through the the CDs or the records. That doesn't exist anymore. But you could literally, if you take more time than putting on your favorites list, or the top 40, which I'm guilty of, I'd throw that on and be like, what's going on out there in the world? Let's hear what's on the radio. But if you do any digging at all, you could find independent artists that are, like Kevin McLaughlin on Spotify, Brad Brock on Spotify. Like, we're there. $10 a month, and you can listen to all of our songs all the time. And so music isn't gone. It's not unattainable. It's totally accessible, more than it's ever been in history. So I guess, to get off my soapbox after this, I implore all of you to go out there and listen to something new. Put something new on your Spotify. Get that algorithm going, and put some independent artists on there. Yeah, and hang on. I can't find you. Nope, that's Kevin. Oh, you got to pull it away a little. But yeah, Riffs and Rhythms. There's a whole playlist there.
All Florida original bands.
So,
bands that we've featured on this podcast.
Right. We do have some of our early ones when we were starting out. Some of the main, the big names that we did, but more or less that was before we learned better. And yeah, that's a pretty solid list we got here. And I think definitely a good segue. We have 3 hours and 6 minutes worth of music on that playlist.
That's a lot
of songs that we've reviewed. And
you guys are doing a lot of God's work out there too, because you could find playlists that's loaded with indie music, local music in different areas, and it's really a great way to discover music that you might not ever listen to. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, it's not all great. There's the Spotify or in these other streaming services, they don't necessarily go through or vet any of the stuff. So if you pay to get it on there, it gets on there. So you might find some duds, but that's kind of it's all about.
And I'll listen again. And these are all songs that we've done the song reviews on, the riffs, whether it's the riff or rhythm. And this is just an amazing, very eclectic and broad song, playlist. Country music, metal, R&B, all sorts of, songs. Both of you guys have songs on there as well. Songs, bands here, as like we said, we've songs in Florida.
And that's our thing, Florida music.
Right? Yep.
Now you guys are big into reviewing tunes, aren't you?
Yeah, yes we are. So
we are. That's a big segue too.
That's right.
We're getting good at the segues over here.
Yeah. So we don't have to introduce this, because I think we all know how this works. This part of the show, one of our main staples of the show.
Correct. Yeah. But for first-time watchers,
right, we
always have to describe what we're doing here.
That's right. So if you're new to the podcast, we do a song review called it's Riff or Rhythm. So Kevin and I will go through and with our guests and find out what makes the song. Is the riff or is the rhythm? Sometimes it's very surprising, which you may think, and we dive into it. We don't dig into production or anything, kind of be real critical about things. It's just, hey, what really made that song? Was it the rhythm, riff, or sometimes what you might think was the rhythm, actually maybe it was a riff, and we've talked a lot about that as well.
Oh yeah, what does Lefty always say? The riff thumb.
The riff thumb. Yeah, that's the political.
Yes, yeah, that's the you're like an independent.
Yeah, right down the middle.
but there are times when that is accurate, where both things are equally integral.
Yep. So this is great. This song that we're going to review. This was a song that we've already reviewed a song by this artist, or this artist was also with another person. They've also been guests on the podcast.
This is
believe
Jeff.
It's almost over a year ago, dude. We've got to have these guys back on.
That's Jeff, right?
That's right. Yeah. So Jeff from Raincat Studios here in Stuart, Florida. Great guys. Jeff hit me up, and this is the great part, was I love it when others do the work for us and help us with content and things to add and review. And this is what we want. You've got a song, then you think you want to throw it up there and see how we give our thoughts. Last episode, we did our first rap song. A friend of mine, Jamie Bennett in Royal Ruckus.
Yeah, Jamie's awesome. Royal Ruckus is great.
So he had did I tell you the story that we went out to try to meet Biz Markie, right?
Yeah. Oh,
out in Wellington.
Markie, yeah.
But so Jeff hit me up and said, "Hey, I got a new song that's out. Would you guys mind reviewing it?" It's like, absolutely, yeah. So we haven't heard the song yet. So the song is called "Gravitational Time Dilation." So just looking at the thumbnail here, it already looks like it's a very visual as well. But again, this kind of helps us kind of get the vibe of the song, and we give it a listen and say, well, which one is it? Is it the riff or rhythm? So you ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right.
Faster and faster. Faster and faster. Time is a wheel, and it tries to convince me that it's really starting to get late, but we can slow it down one day. This carousel keeps spinning faster through the seasons of my life. I pass through triumph and into disaster. Round and round, it just keeps spinning faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. What if I went too far, too fast, and it's too late to turn back now? Questions of peril and possibility. Answers don't lead you to where you wanna be. This carousel keeps spinning faster through the seasons of my life, and every triumph is born of disaster. Round and round, it just keeps spinning faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. Sorrow, elation, gravitational time dilation, gridlock and progress. Somebody's gotta slow this thing down, please. It's spinning too fast for me. This carousel keeps spinning faster through the seasons of my life. I've had my triumphs and been a total disaster, and found that neither really mattered. It just keeps spinning faster, faster and faster, faster and faster. It just keeps spinning faster, faster and faster, faster and faster.
A very strong initial answer. It's definitely riff. But there's two different riffs. It's the vocal riff in the chorus, is carousel, and the piano part riff that happens like 3 times in the song.
Right.
Those, and both of them are just equally important, I think.
I agree, and I wasn't quite. It's obviously the vocals. I agree. I think the vocals was out of everything was the main part, right? Of that. I was trying to pick up. Okay, drums. A lot of percussion was there. Lots of layers.
Lots of layers, but no real consistent pattern. It was just there. It came in and out to give space to the vocal.
Right. Yeah, and then there wasn't really guitar. Really didn't come into the end.
Yeah. Save the best for last.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I agree. Riff, vocals being the
neither one of those riffs like stayed for a long time. One would come in and be gone, and then the other would come in and be gone, and then the other one would come in and be gone.
Oh, so yeah. It was very. I know we don't review videos. Man, that was very.
That was pretty spacey.
Yeah. So
definitely mind-altering substance. Reminiscent of that sort of thing.
All right, Jeff, where were you on? No, but yeah, if you enjoyed that, go hit these guys up and go check that out.
That was just an example of the quality that's available when you go
those
record
guys,
at Raincat
with
Recording.
Jeff and Brian, yeah, for sure. So yeah,
and so
It's my turn.
yes,
First, I just want to say, and I know that we're not judging based on content or whatever, but I just want to say I love Jeff, and I love the Sovereign Sons with Jeff and Brian, but Jeff's music is like right up my alley. I love indie pop. It's my soul music these days. It's my go-to when I'm driving or whatever. Like I forego anything else. Indie pop is my jam. I love it. And this dots all the I's and crosses all the T's for me. That being said, I will agree with riff. I think the piano riff is the way that it keeps coming back. It draws you right back into the song. The rhythm is just pretty much the same throughout. But that riff, and even when the guitar comes in at the end, it mimics that riff. So just the I love it. I love it so much. Riff for me.
rock on. So it's unanimous.
Yep.
It is the riff that makes this song memorable.
Riff sweep.
Riff sweep. I like that.
Oh, we have a riff sweep.
Yeah, that's our new contest. Publishers riff.
It's not
Publishers riffing house.
It's more often not a riff sweep or a rhythm sweep.
You're
We're usually
right.
pretty divided.
That's right. Yeah. So,
But also great tune, Jeff.
Yeah,
Awesome,
absolutely.
man. Please keep
Good
making
job,
music.
Jeff.
Every time something comes out from you, I'm on it. Like it's great. Very excited.
so I did
The
talk.
video is super cool.
So I did talk to him, and I threw the idea out there. Said, "Hey, I have not been to, because again I don't record. I have not been to the studio, so I've never been there.
What?
Why would I go there? I got nothing to do. But I got, and then like, hey, can I come in? You don't record music.
They would totally let you in. to
Yeah,
come
are
and
you
see the
kidding?
place.
I know. No.
You know
But-
what this video and this song reminds me of? Like, this would be like the montage of the psychotic break that turns someone into a master criminal in the DC Comics world.
Yeah, it kind of inspired me. I kind of now want to make a video very, very similar
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah, so like, Carousel Man or whatever was born. And
The other song that we reviewed,
You went with Carousel Man versus the Time Dimensional Man.
well, that's the hook. This carousel.
all right. So where was their song?
faster.
Okay, here's The River was the song we reviewed. The Sovereign Sons, right? That's the.
That was a good one too.
Right, yeah.
Also, kind of in that same
yeah,
vein,
exactly,
very
right.
kind of fever dreamy-ish.
I think a lot of their stuff, and I hope this is a compliment. It's like I can see to your point is I can hear these songs like being in a movie in a segue part of
In a DC movie where
Yeah.
where Time Dilation Man was born.
That's what it is. Time dilation. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me without directly correcting
Who the
me.
hell's the time dilation guy?
Well, they're gonna have to write him in.
Okay.
Have a, have a movie.
You're making shit up. Oh, okay. I'm sure.
What's the name of the song?
No, I know, but I thought it was like actually that he was nerding out over there at Comic-Con.
I'm the time dilation man. The optometrist is the eye dilation man.
Right.
Here,
I create dilation with my physical presence.
Hey now.
Oh, God.
How many centimeters is that?
Oh, wait. I got it.
There we go.
So, all right. So yeah, I mentioned, said, hey, it'd be great. I'd maybe love to come up and do an episode there in the studio at Raincat with those guys. Get them back on.
Yeah, they have a whole podcast set up there.
Yeah.
So like they're probably more ready to do that than I am here in the legendary JNC Lounge.
You gotta put some delay on it when you say that.
Oh, I actually it's probably useless to do it now, but I did actually like find reverb in OBS.
Oh, did you?
That, but it's not readily available.
All righty then.
Anyway, all right. So there's our new song added to our Spotify playlist.
So Jeff becomes the first to appear on our podcast song playlist.
Oh wait, I got it. Oh no, it's not there. Never mind.
Brad's on the. No.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Who else?
So we've got a couple. I think Faro's on. Jake is on there twice. Brad's on there twice.
Oh well, then he's not the first.
All right. So sorry to take that prestigious award away from you, Jeff.
Yeah, but he had it for a second, but now it's gone.
Just like the Grammys. Anyway, so all right. Well, this has been a fun episode here. Little different,
Is it over already?
topic conversation.
Did you guys have a nice time doing it here in the lounge?
Yeah, this is cool.
This
is cool.
It was a little bit more chill, and I'm not the one usually running around when Kevin says, "How can I help?"
Yeah, Paul's not stressing out plugging stuff in because we take all the gear home and we're done.
And they're washing our glasses from 2 weeks prior. We're sitting there rinsing out our whiskey glasses.
We got those like little mold spores in there.
No,
gross.
it's alcohol. Nothing lives in there.
If you eat it, it gets rid of the scurvy.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't like a science project? Isn't there penicillin that's been going on?
Exactly.
So yeah, no, it was good. Thanks for hosting the hosts, or letting us in the manger here.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure, man.
Yeah. Thank you for taking some of your vacation time and helping us out.
Listen, my vacation time is never my vacation time. I don't know, maybe Jaybird will see this as one of our other viewers, but it pains me to take breaks, but it's necessary. And so, this was the longest season for Jams and Cocktails that we've ever done. We did it was 26 weeks or some shit, maybe even more than that. But typically we go 18 is has been our max. But this was 10 more episodes. Yeah. We've been going strong since June, and it was a strong season.
Yeah,
but yeah, so I'm definitely stoked to have a little bit of a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, my first week of break. Here we are doing a podcast.
And it's his last night to be with his wife for the next week.
Yeah, she's leaving me for a week.
We better get out of here.
We can't linger too long.
Yeah. She's already fast asleep. Well, maybe not, because
Tracy's out there
here.
talking to her.
Tracy
never even came
was
to join us.
supposed to sit here next to me.
She got sidetracked by.
So they're
Jordan.
definitely in there just hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with this crap. Why'd you drag me into this?
Tracy's the bomb. She's got the big TCE.
That's right, BTE. All right, yeah.
BTE.
So what do you got coming up here? End of January, early February. You got going on.
Well, yeah. I'm excited. It's looking more and more real that I'm going to be going back to the UK this year in May.
Oh, nice.
I've already got 6 shows booked. I had contact with someone in. She runs this place called the Dolphin, and it's going to be great. We got a bunch of most of the places that I'm doing are return shows. Still waiting to hear back from a couple of spots. But this one is a new place. And north of London, I'm trying to think of the name of the town at the moment. Newport Pagnell. And so I'm going to be playing there at the Dolphin. It's a pub tour, all pubs this time.
So yeah, I saw you posted some group in Facebook and about reaching out to folks saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
you got a pretty good." That was a pretty good hit post that you got on people responding.
I mean, last year when I was preparing for the tour, I got into a bunch of UK-based music groups.
Was that on your personal Facebook or was
It
on your?
on my personal page?
Oh, good,
yeah.
good. Okay, so I was wondering if that was why Facebook was shutting you down. They didn't want you to leave the country
They don't want me anywhere.
unless you get that blue check mark.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to say it out loud. If that's what's going on, that they shut my page, they've been advertising expanded benefits with the blue check.
Yep.
I didn't buy the blue check. Then they shut my page down and then start sending me emails about how I qualify for the blue check verification. And I'm like, so really what you're doing is you're coming in with your double-breasted suit and you're saying, boy, it's a really sad thing that this has happened to you, but if you pay us every month, you can get it undone. That's mob tactics. That's what the mob does. That's not doing business. And if that's actually what's happening, shame on you, Facebook. That is not cool.
Shame. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
I mean, it's not like I didn't buy a whole lot of ad time or anything.
They'll take that money for sure.
And they took every penny of that. Then
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been feeling very defeated, about the whole thing. I got to find a workaround, and I'm going to do what I always do with everything is I'm going to take this disadvantage and find a way to turn it into an advantage. First thing on the list is the new album name. I've changed the name of the album.
Are you gonna drop it here?
I'm going to drop it right here. The new album name is Banned. Banned.
All right.
So the Kevin McLaughlin Band, Band, is changing to Kevin McLaughlin Band, Banned.
Well, at least you keep the acronym, the initials.
KMB.
I love it so much. It's my favorite thing of all time. I really, really love it.
Yeah.
I just wish I hadn't thought of it first because that would have been my next album name.
Well, you got to get banned from something before you can use that.
That's how it plays it up. It's like I've been banned everywhere, like Facebook.
Like I'm internationally unwelcome.
I can't be in Facebook on the UK. I can't be Facebook in Australia because I've been banned.
And for those of you who haven't been following the ongoing saga, a robot that was designed to get rid of robots on Facebook is working backwards. All the robots that have been integrating with me on Facebook or communicating with me, they're still trying. But me, probably the only person on Facebook who's trying to be real and authentic, that robot got rid of me. And at the same time, removed all of the customer service links that lead to anyone from all of the pages. And I've used them before. I know where they are. They're no longer there. You go to the help section and you got the help sidebar up and you read the directions. They don't match the pages anymore. The pages are different on my computer anyway. So it's kind of uncool. You falsely accuse me of impersonating a celebrity, which I'm kind of honored that by Facebook standards I'm considered a celebrity. But the picture that I got banned for was a picture that I screenshotted out of a live stream of my own show that I filmed. So crazy.
That's like we get dinged for your music on our show and you're part owner.
That's my publisher. It's not me.
But wait, I think you just said they were trying to block the robots. Are you a robot? Is that maybe what it is? Are you a...
I am not programmed to respond in that area.
Does not compute.
Error.
So, yeah. But they're not taking my money anymore for your subscribers. So at least that's...
They're not. Okay, I was worried about that.
Yeah, I checked my PayPal thing, and I haven't seen a charge for December.
Okay,
so,
good.
Yeah, so that would have been a little jacked up.
Yeah, I was worried about that because I've still got money coming from that page.
Right.
And then I'm like, I sent him a thing. Like, all I've got is the feedback button. So I'm like, I click very dissatisfied, and I tell him what's bothering me today. And I'm like, I certainly hope you're not still charging my subscribers. I mean, because when you go to you can still see my Kevin McLaughlin Band profile. It just looks like I stopped creating
dude,
content.
I don't even think you could see it anymore because I went and searched, and
Can you not even see it?
I can't even see it.
Yeah, we can't. I can't see it.
So
That's why everyone's tagging your personal page or your group.
Yeah, and so my personal page is working different. Like I've got like 5,200 friends, and you're only allowed to have 5,000. So something's going on, and people are following me now, which I didn't know you could do.
No, maybe you have more followers. Like I think you can have unlimited followers, but only a certain amount of like friends that you've accepted. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But like as my band personality, like I can go and see the same wall that I always saw. And when I go to make a post, it lets me go through the whole process.
Don't they call it the shadow band?
Share it to my story.
You ever hear that term? You ever hear that term?
Yeah, I
Post,
have heard that term. Yeah.
and it says you have been temporarily blocked from performing this action.
So
Oh,
weird,
that
man.
sounds-
It's so weird that they didn't give you a full on just like,
Dude, that,
hey,
that sounds like a
this
line
is-
of the song you're trying to hook up with
This
a
is
chick.
why. Yeah.
So it, yeah, yeah, yeah. All my girlfriends have a shirt that say that on the back. So,
That's actually a great T-shirt idea. You've been banned from performing this act.
Yeah.
Action.
Yeah, this act, it sounds even better. But yeah, it's kind of bothersome.
So, all right, well, so where else can people find you out there in social media?
Well, if anybody knows, like I did a little research, there's other platforms. I don't know what I'm going to do. Got to get over it first. But you can see me right here on the Riffs and Rhythms podcast, as you already know, since you are currently seeing me. I've got some shows coming up. I want to share them. I am performing back at Pie Hole Pizza in Port St. Lucie, Florida, for Southern Rock Night. A week from Thursday, this coming Thursday, January 15th, in 2 days.
Oh,
And then the following day, I'm performing at Tiki Docks in Port Orange, Florida.
okay. All right.
You can tell your mom, have her come out and see me.
He doesn't live in the area anymore.
Where does she move to?
St. Augustine.
Oh, darn. And then I'm back again at the Pie Hole on Saturday, the Pie Hole in Fort Pierce. That's my next group of shows.
Pretty popular, the Pie Hole.
And if you haven't been to the
No.
Pie Hole Pizza, it is among the best Italian food I've ever eaten. Pizza's great. Everything they make is great. And their wings are wonderful. Never frozen. Amazing wings.
That's right. I think Brad showed up to your birthday gig there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. It was awesome.
Came
I
out.
love that place, man. They do a good job.
Yeah, they do. They do a really
And
good
it's
job.
full liquor bar now.
It is a full liquor bar. They don't have Jack Daniels, so I got to drink Jim Beam when I'm there. Or
You better be careful.
they
They're
got the High West.
They're running out of Jim Beam, man. They stopped making Jim Beam.
what?
Yeah, you didn't hear. Didn't we have
They
this conversation at the Blues Jam?
They stopped making it?
They've put a pause, right?
Closed the distillery for a year because they probably have so much backstock.
Because nobody's drinking it anymore. I'm the reason why Jim Beam stopped, because I'm on dry January.
Yeah. So
It's my fault.
No, well, you're a rum drinker. That can't be it. Although you have been drinking some whiskey lately.
I do, yeah. Beggars can't be choosers.
So that can't be a coincidence. Paul stops drinking and the Jim Beam factory shuts down.
All right.
How does it feel to put all those good people out of work?
Hey,
Look at with your selfish health
that's
over
right.
there.
That's right.
It's not okay.
Yeah, I'm proud. My liver has something to say. Thank you.
Yes. Now when you try to get into the Jack Daniels factory, there's a whole bunch of Jim Beam workers running around trying to get in with you.
A little ditty about Jack and Jim and Beam.
That's awesome, and that might be something we gotta work on.
That's a great one.
So, all right, well, cool. So yeah, you mentioned your UK stuff coming up there, so stay tuned on that. So, best way people can follow. You said you're going to work through that. Is
The
just
thing to
listen
do
on the
is
show
to
and-
get on my website. You can see what's going on.
Yeah.
I believe I'm going to expand. I'm probably going to add like a blog or something on the website so people can have some of that direct content that you mentioned before. But it's kmb.rocks is the easiest way to get there, or you can go to the Kevin McLaughlin. No, it's kevinmclaughlinband.com.
Go.
And I'm still on social media. My personal page on Facebook, my Instagram page, and my TikTok page. You can find me by typing in hashtag Kevin M. And that'll get you to me quick.
Yeah, and I think we need to kind of spruce up. I don't think we have. We should either make sure we've added the links to our other sites, or like I said, we got a whole nother page for Riffs and Rhythms too that can leverage as well.
We should put the links of our artists on that page.
We should, do something a little bit of that.
Because there's something about ranking where if you have links to other pages and they have links back to you, helps with your ranking.
So I want to definitely give her a shout out, a recognition. Again, I don't know if she listens to the show. Definitely a big shout out. If you haven't, she's already been a guest sometime early last year. Fox Maple. So this is one of those I have to recognize is she's done us a solid when it comes to the podcast stats because she's embedded her episode right on her webpage. So yes, you land on her page, it automatically is a play and it is a click, it's a view or whatever you want to call it. It's the audio side. And so it's great because again, that's now her episode now in the stats on the audio stuff is now I think nearly almost the top show on the B3 podcast network.
Yeah, that's genius.
Right. So I mean, it's great for us. So I mean, it's like
I stole that idea. By the way, thank you, Fox Maple, because I took that idea and every page on my website, somewhere on it, has got one of my YouTube videos that automatically plays when you arrive on that page.
So so it's so good. So definitely, we gotta catch up with Fox. Yeah, she was I think you filled in actually that episode. Was it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Kevin was. I think you were probably overseas.
Were
at
you
that
overseas
point.
or maybe bike? When did you go to UK last year? Is that May?
It was the end of May, beginning of June.
Okay, so it may have been bike week. I think maybe that's what it was. I think because I know, because we.
It was bike week.
Yeah, because we made sure we were taped up, caught up on stuff when you were out of the country. So, but well, very cool. All right, lots of stuff going on there. So it's gonna more clicks in 26, and like I said, for me, drums are set it back up. That we've got that resolution checked off the list. I already had a couple people hit me up.
Well, let's be clear.
Yeah.
Setting up your drums is kind of like buying a gym membership and never going. You got to actually play them.
Don't most people drop off in the the second week of going to the gym?
I don't know, but you got to. Have you been playing your drums?
I have. Been over
Okay.
there. And again, I have the other
Along with a metronome?
I actually, you know what? Speaking of that, Mr. McLaughlin,
That's important for everyone, every instrument.
So the metronome that I have is on the acoustic kit that I have my drum triggers on. In the brain, you can set it to, and it practice when it goes to each side of the click, and tells you if you were fast or slow and you missed.
Okay.
So if it's tick tock, tick, whatever, you know what I mean. So so I do practice, and again, it's as long as it's hitting the.
So
the response on the triggers, so you could use the triggers on your stuff, right?
So when you miss the tempo, it changes your drum sound into the sound when you miss a note on Guitar Hero, right? Clank.
Yeah, it shows a visual that says, whether you actually lined up or not. So so definitely does help.
So and you use it when you practice?
Yeah.
That's something that I need to get back into doing, and I need to get a metronome for my drummer too, because we've been having trouble keeping tempos.
Look, that I won't say this person's name, but that's probably the only fastest moving he actually can do.
Fucking savage, man.
Oh, I tell Mike the truth every chance I get. But
Hey, oh, whoops, Michael.
people ask me, what's it like to play with Mike LaChavo in the band? And I'm like, have you ever seen the Polar Express? You know, in that scene when they're going straight downhill? Yeah, that's what it's like playing with Mike LaChavo.
I hear the train to come, and holy shit, it's speeding up.
Yeah, and then last night he has the audacity to point out the fact that their drummer's speeding up. And I'm like, this is what it sounds like to everybody when you play.
And he still loves you. And no, you said that they'll only love you as much as you pay them.
Yes, they love me exactly as much as I pay them to. That's exactly right. But they're great guys, and we you know, there's more to it than just money. It's you know, it's that there's more than other people's money.
We're all very brutal. So, well, cool. Yeah, we got some stuff going on. Again, I've been sitting on episodes for Drums and Rums. I want to get back into that. That's a pretty easy show for me to kind of back at the house. I reset the same room where the small little drum kit is, where I used to have my bar. I used to do all my live streams with Drums and Rums. You know, it's changed a little bit. So I got for Christmas a, I guess it's like a medical stand. You know, the doctor's office that they can move the little stand around, and they put their laptops on, and they have wheels and so forth. So I said, all right, well, that's as simple as enough that I'll just do, because the bar got moved out of the room. The bar shelves are still in the room. I can still do something where it's do a stream in the room at least, and because I don't tape that stuff at the studio, right? I still do it at the house because it's just me. Most of it is most of it now is just all streaming though. But I don't know. Maybe sometimes, you know, I'm telling Brad, I said if he relocates anytime soon a little further south, down my way, so we should get a studio together. So it's super,
there you go,
a super studio.
So there's a whole back catalog of Drums and Rums.
Oh yeah,
where could that be found?
That can be found on the B3 Podcast Network, actually. So on the same network you're listening to this show on, your audio. Apple, Spotify, Pandora, all those other places. You get your audio stuff is you go back there, you'll see the Drums and Rums back catalog. Great episodes. A lot of, you know, sometimes I look back and sometimes, you know, Brad and I have talked about some of the guests that I've had on. Some people can't believe it's like you had that person on or that person on, you know, for the Drums and Rums stuff. And, what's the worst that somebody's going to say is no, right? You know, in the back, and talking earlier about, you know, reference to, you know, the alcohol stuff. Again, I'm not outing this person, but like I was trying to reach out to, or had somebody in between reach out to Greg Bissonette, and they said, well, he's in like sobriety and so forth. That's the one of the references I was making was. Oh yeah, of course. Like, if you are living a life of sobriety, right, because you can't be around it. Right. So, and still talking with, Jim McCourt, from Metal Luscious and, all the, about possibly connecting hopefully with Nico soon. Cause he does his own podcast now with, does he really? With Modern Drummer. And big story about that. There was their final episode of the season, Jim, Nico, and I'm drawing a blank on the publisher for the Modern Drummer magazine, but he does a podcast with him. They interviewed Alex Van Halen. Alex Van Halen is working on new music. So if you see the article, I've shared an article on the Drums and Rums Facebook page that Alex interviewed. You mentioned Nico, that, and and it's like that's And who is he playing with? You mentioned it. I can't. Steve Lukather. Steve Lukather. And he said that day goes back. I watched a little bit of the episode, and he talked about like Lukather was a pal during that time frame. And absolutely, probably the only person he probably can say, hey, how do you fit in? And the aura of Eddie, it's nobody knew. I was listening to Van Halen on the way up and listened to all the just play Van Halen songs and just thinking, oh my God, Eddie was again, I can appreciate that as for a guitar. Eddie Van Halen was just shit force to people, of nature, but so anyways. I can't even play Van Halen songs at all because his sense of timing and rhythm and emphasis is so completely different than mine. And you've heard about the sound, so the mud or brown sound? The brown sound, yeah. Yeah, so it's... he did that by adjusting the input, the voltage input. Most people assumed he was cranking it up, but he was actually turning down the input. So
because the amplifier works on a percentage. So lower power in equals lower volume out. So he could make it sound really loud, but not be as loud.
Interesting. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I set those drums up. I had 2 people hit me up about wanting to jam, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's all it took. Let me get back into a little rust off there and get back in it. So I'm excited, playing.
Soak yourself in one of those rust remover baths.
Yes, WD-40.
There you
Something
go.
like that, yes. Yeah, that'll probably remove more than the rust, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so again, I think that's what we've got going on here. Then follow the podcast, listen to audio, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like button, leave us a comment. What you thought about our Grammy picks, or you remember, as Brad threw out there, what year defines your music that was just that aha moment. Drop us a comment, and want to thank again Mr. Brad Brock there.
Don't mind if I do.
Do you have any shameless plugs?
Yeah, what do you got going on coming up here in the second half of January?
Oh, God.
You should be
nothing. I have nothing.
You should be privileged because we don't even let Devin give shameless plugs.
Nothing going on.
Sometimes you do, yeah. Sometimes.
I'm very excited to be just working on stuff. So I have no shameless plugs. I'm working on a book, working on the next season of JNC, and that's kind of it. I'm playing gigs, but doing a lot of private stuff this month, so there's not really a lot of opportunities to see me out in public. But it's good. I'm enjoying my break.
Cool.
I heard Kevin's writing your forward and I'm writing your backward.
No. God, I hope not.
But I hear you're might be hosting or emceeing an event, part of the Blues Society event too, right? So we got. Some big
that's
stuff.
something that's a thing we should talk about.
We got a lot going on.
Got a meeting with the people the powers that be for that tomorrow, actually. But March 14th and 15th, we're going to have the Rock and Blues Festival. It will be the inaugural event at the new amphitheater at Memorial Park in Stewart. And if we're lucky, maybe we could get some jams and cocktail people to come and MC that shit.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like a blast. Somebody told me there was going to be whiskey flights, and so that's a pretty good sales point for me.
Whiskey flights is where it's at.
And then the following weekend, the big Blues Blast.
Right. Is that before or after?
After 22nd.
The big Blues Blast will be in Jupiter, Florida at
Double Roads.
Yeah, both of them.
Yep.
And that will be our second annual Blues Festival.
Yep. So that's a ticketed event. But our monthly jams are free to anyone participating, and so come out there every month. Check out the TC.
Oh, and that reminds me, I got to put this on my to-do list. I got to finalize the communication with the bands.
Right. So, well, that's an episode there. So I don't know. How do you think of this topic episodes? Not topical cream, but topic. No guests. Episodes. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I would say we should let the listeners.
Okay.
I'm cool with it, but what do you guys think?
Yeah,
Is it worth? Listen to us blabber on the whole time, nobody else talking. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
I don't know. We let Brad talk.
Yeah, well, Brad's the one with the mute buttons under his fingers, so he's letting us talk.
That's right. He's producing the show tonight.
But yeah, and thanks, man. Really, honestly, thank you for doing this for us.
Yeah, of course. I miss Devin. I would love for him to be here, but he's got to do his thing. So I'm happy to be of service.
Devin's got a lot going on.
He's becoming he's growing his little empire there as well.
Yeah.
Content media creations, and he's got his own show there, the Plug Devin show, right?
Yeah, Ghost on the Ox. It's long form.
He's got a nice little setup he's established there. So you've seen some of the videos. I was like, oh man, look at you guys. So
yeah, they've created a nice little nest for themselves in there.
For sure. So, all right. Well, We normally traditionally have something both of our closets.
I
are
know.
empty, but
There's something wrong with this format because I've been dying of thirst for like 90%.
I know.
of this
Yeah,
episode.
we usually have a handful.
I was
Everything is more accessible.
in the middle. I was gonna text Tracy for a refill, but I was riveted with the conversation. So
She'd have to slide right under the.
it would fit under there.
You just see two hands come down and just push.
So yeah,
Or-
let's bring it to a close before I.
That's right.
Get a
So,
drink.
so thanks for tuning in, everybody. Check out all of our stuff. We said a lot going on. Check out the websites. Check out the read description, comments, and all the great stuff there. Again, thank you to Brad. And here, 2026, more clicks in 2026.
More clicks in 26.
Cheers.